Welcome everyone to Inspired Investing. I'm your host, Nicholas Mucano, and I'm joined by my co-host, Christopher Cox.
In this episode of Inspired Investing, we're going to be talking about Investing 101, and that includes the basics. Our main talking points today are what, how, why, and when. So what is investing, how to invest, why would you invest, and when is the right time to invest.
What is investing? Investing, by definition, is the act of allocating resources, usually money, with the intention and expectation of generating profit. A point to note, there's a distinction between investing and speculating. Investing entails strategy and an investment policy that guides you to your objectives, where speculating, you kind of aimlessly stumble upon data and have that affect or impact your decision making.
It's a way of growing and storing wealth for the future. So first off, how do we invest? There's multiple ways to invest. The most popular way is through employer-sponsored retirement accounts, such as 401ks. People don't even realize they're investing when they have these types of retirement accounts. Another way is Roth IRA or traditional IRA. The more simpler type is the brokerage account. You would just open up an account, put some money in, and decide what you want to buy.
So next we'll be moving on to why, or reasons that you should kickstart your investment journey. Obviously, it's an opportunity for you to build wealth. We think having a portfolio that grows over time is definitely a major contributor to any wealth building. So it's definitely something to consider. Next, we look at flexibility it gives you in your life. You have the option to flexibly retire and be innovative in your decision making throughout your entire life. So I think having a certain basket of investments that gives you that substantial comfort or ability to just decide how you navigate your life is completely essential if you want to make any impact on this earth. And finally, we'd like you to kickstart your investment journey to minimize your tax liability. Investing offers you strategic and numerous amount of tax benefits that can possibly reduce the amount of taxes you pay on a yearly basis. So it's definitely something that could be very beneficial to having your toolbox.
Lastly, we're going to talk about when to invest. It's a really important topic, and it's actually a hurdle that people have a hard time getting over. So here's a few pointers on when you might consider investing. When your income is consistent enough to have reassurance that you're not going to break into those accounts, those investment accounts, if you will. Secondly, we have low debt. We want to make sure that our debt is low. That high interest bearing debt, you want to pay that off before you allocate money to some sort of investment vehicle. And then lastly, you want to make sure you have some type of emergency fund so that if something were to come up, you need some liquid savings to dip into to fulfill that expense, because you don't want to take money out of your investment due to tax reasons and other types of penalties you may face.
We'd like you to consider the pros and the cons associated with investing and have that help you make your decision to kickstart your investment journey. So next, we're going to be moving into our Habits for Success segment. This is a segment dedicated to learning from the investment and business creates in our space. We think it's important to identify specific traits and characteristics that they use to assist them in their success on their road to achieving their objectives.
So today on this episode, we're going to be talking about Ray Dalio, breaking him down and understanding what he's about, what his beliefs are. He's an investor, entrepreneur, and author. You might have heard of it. Principles was a book that he published, got out to the world, kind of describing what he thinks everybody else should live by. He's the founder of Bridgewater Associates. As of April of 2020, there was a total assets under management of $138 billion, which is a large sum of money.
So Ray Dalio is definitely someone that has impacted the investment space tremendously. And he's attained success implementing his principles that work best within his organization. One of the things he stands by is having an automated decision-making process. He presents a formula in his book Principles that has the intention of guiding us in our difficult decision-making and helping us automate those decision-making processes to hopefully increase efficiency in our operations. His formula for decision-making is pretty simple. Step one is to have audacious goals. You decide for yourself what those are. You have a clear purpose behind what you'd like to achieve. Step two is identifying how you can achieve those goals and seeing if there are any problems that are existing within that journey. He reiterates that those are opportunities to enhance your operations whenever you encounter difficult situations. Step three would be to diagnose those problems, figure out the intricacies, and evaluate the processes within those problems that you can possibly develop an understanding as to how to go about solving those issues. Step four would be to design systems and processes that help you eliminate those problems or ease those problems. And step five would be simply doing. You want to practically apply everything you've learned and implement those processes to generate those desired results. So those audacious goals.
Yeah, so easily said, these 5 goals, these 5 steps are a way to make a recipe to deal with situations that happen over and over again. So, this happens, this is your reaction to it, just a way of making sure you're consistent with your own principles.
In this week's Trending Globally, we are going to be talking about the IPO of Airbnb. So we're going to be highlighting it, what it means for Airbnb, and the specifics. So Airbnb IPO'd at $68 per share. They closed at $144 on the open exchange, raising a baffling $3.5 billion. So this is really important for Airbnb. Like I said, is much anticipated, and this capital raise will allow Airbnb to increase their investing into infrastructure and overall provide value for the company.
During these IPOs, you expect a very fluctuating environment, so it's important to just be patient, consider the necessary research, consult with several perspectives before making an investment decision, but we definitely believe that they provide specific value propositions to investors. So this is it for episode 1. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. In episode 2, we seek to provide simple strategies for investing and discuss a few investment approaches that can be beneficial to you.